What's up, guys? It's Tommy from Gamers of the Republic here, playing Halo Reach Firefight, and this commentary is going to be about how much I'm going to miss Bungie making the Halo games. And if you don't know, the last Halo game, Halo 4, was created by 343 Industries, which they have worked with Bungie in the past on games, but they weren't very good, and not many people that liked them. So, um, you know, I was just kind of disappointed in Halo 4. Mostly just because I don't think they did a good enough job on the campaign. I've been a Halo fan for all of about 4 years, and you may say, "Oh, that's long. The game's been out since 2001." And well, I wasn't quite old enough to enjoy the games back then. I was like, well, 3, 4. Yeah, 3. But I've had Halo since ever since I got my Xbox, and it's been a big part of what I do. Because when I got my Xbox, I got the Xbox 360 Elite spring package, which came with Halo 3 ODST and Forza 3 or Forza 2. I don't remember which one it was, but I played through the ODST campaign, and it wasn't that great. I'm pretty sure that was the one made by 343, but it was sort of fun, but it didn't have much dialogue to it. Like the other characters did, but the main character was just silent. He never said anything. The most of the campaign was quiet because you're always on your own, and there's no one to talk to. So that was more kind of disappointing in the first place. And after that, I started picking up all the Halos. I currently own every single Halo but Halo 2, which I'm trying to get, and I want it really, really bad because I love Halo. That's all I can say, really. But here's the things I found disappointing about Halo 4. The campaign just really did not suck me into it. Halo is known for its extensive campaigns, really, and their firefights, but most of their campaign, and it's always really, really easy to put yourself in the shoes, and it just sucks you in because, yeah, one of the major problems was Bungie had always kept Master Chief's face hidden, and it allowed you to kind of put yourself in his shoes. And at the end of Halo 4, they show his face, and that really kind of pissed me off. And I was like, oh, I wanted to see Master Chief's face, but it kind of ruins it due to the fact, like, before Master Chief was so mysterious, and you had no idea what he looked like. You just knew that he was a badass space marine, and it kind of added to his character. And it also allowed you to put yourself in his shoes. Like, oh, I'm Master Chief. I'm the one killing everybody. I'm the one saving humanity. And I loved that about the game. I mean, it just made it really, really fun. And that's kind of what Bungie knew that it was doing, so they kept it that way. But 343 Industries seemed not to understand that. And I was disappointing. But and there was just a lot of holes in the story. Like, right from the beginning, you're fighting the Covenant. You're fighting off elites and stuff, and in the last game, the old war had ended. We were done fighting the Covenant. We had won, and for the first part, that we were allies with the elites. And then all of a sudden, you're fighting them again, and they gave no exclamation to it. They just kind of said, "Oh, they're fighting us. Oh, now we're fighting this other enemy. Now we're fighting both enemies." And it just really had so many holes into it that I could literally like look right through it. And that really, really disappointed me because Halo always had solid campaigns. They always took a long time to do their work, and this one they just shoved it out right away. And then Halo 5's coming out less than a year later, or maybe more, a little bit more than that. But still, it's Bungie always took pride in their game. And that's what I love so much about them. They may have taken longer, and they usually missed deadlines, but all games always turned out to be gorgeous and incredible. And another thing about the campaign, it was just like a love story, basically. It's like, oh, you need to save Cortana. Oh, but Master Chief. Oh. And it was really, really, no. Halo is a shoot 'em up. It's a game where Master Chief goes flying through enemies and destroys everything in his path. He's the Space Marine. He's like he's Master Chief, and basically he's known for the term badass. He basically defines the term, and most people know him as that. And instead, they're making him into this softy, and it just really, I didn't like that at all. I didn't like the notation of a love story. It's not what I want when I play Halo. I mean, I love Cortana as much as anyone else, but just the manner in what they did it, I can see her trying to save Cortana, but the way they did it just really did not work well, and I didn't like that. But, and another thing, the online. I was disappointed in that as well, due to the fact that they tried to make it too competitive. They're trying to compete with Call of Duty too much. Halo is on its own category. You can't compare the two. Halo was always a recreational game designed for people to have fun and play with their friends, mess around. And then Halo would add in playlists like, Bungie would add in playlists like MLG and stuff like that, where they could be competitive, and they are allowed to. That's what it was encouraged. And what they did in Halo 4 is they're kind of like, oh yeah, this is all competitive. We're going like Call of Duty, and I don't like that either as much. I mean, I love the visual, but the one thing I'll give the 343 on that is the visuals. The game was gorgeous, and at some parts I thought I was looking in real life. But I do have a lot of complaints about this game. But the campaign also, you never had enough ammo. You were always scavenging for it. You had to switch weapons like every 2 minutes and you never got to keep your weapons very long. Because they never gave you enough ammo, and you just blow through it. And usually, at least what they'd do is in Halo they would scatter ammo, and in a place like they'd put a Den Marine or something where you could scavenge ammo from, or anything along that lines really. But they decided not to do that in this one, so you never had ammo, so you always had to switch, and it was annoying. And there was just holes. Like I said, there was holes everywhere, just holes upon holes upon holes. And but now I'm gonna start talking about why I'm gonna miss Bungie. They always, for one, they always had gorgeous music to their games. I mean, the Halo 4 music's alright, and I think they actually took some from the other games. I can't quite remember correctly, but it was always original. It was always beautiful, and it just sometimes it could even bring you close to tears as a gamer. But another thing is they always put comical parts into the games, like the grunts chatter was always hilarious. Like when they would die, I'd just be like, oh, that's funny as hell. And I loved that about the game. And it just made me chuckle every single time. And there was the skulls and stuff. I think they still have the skulls, but I was just a Bungie creation, and it was just fantastic. I know Bungie just didn't want to work on the games anymore, and they moved on to Destiny, which is a lot like Halo, and I think they're trying to make it like Halo because they know Halo was so successful. But unfortunately, it will never be as amazing as Halo. I mean, it'll be cool, and it'll be a lot like Halo, but it will not be Halo. And that's why I think Bungie started stuck with it. I wish they would have stuck with Halo. They could have made a lot of money off that. And people said they just didn't want to work on it anymore because they were sick of working on it. But that's the reason. I don't understand why they made a project just like Halo. And I'm glad they did, because at least they're making. At least I can play something like the Bungie's version of Halo. It's not going to be the Bungie's version of Halo, unfortunately. And I've heard great things about Destiny, of course, and it's going to be available on PlayStation finally now. So all you Sony boys out there will finally get to taste Bungie's amazingness. I'm not sure if they confirmed it on PC yet or not, but I hope they do. But Bungie's never been a big fan of PC games. Putting their games on the PC. due to the fact of like torrenters and illegal downloaders. And there's good reason for that because Halo 1, you can literally like get it anywhere from anyone. I know personally at my school, we got laptops once we hit high school, and there were copies of Halo 1 floating around everywhere, and it's so simple. And they got really mad. They didn't like that, so they decided, all right, well, we're not going to do games for PC anymore. So basically, torrenters ruined it for them all, but oh, whatever. Um, but yeah, Destiny may be on that. It may not be. It's basically just like Halo. They have the elite, extremely elite soldiers that do the work. But I'm gonna sign off, guys. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please comment, like, rate, and subscribe, and have yourselves a grand